GCSEPod is very easy to access, very user-friendly. The GCSEPod gives them the opportunity to work at their own pace. Some of them need longer to complete a task, some need shorter, and I can set them more tasks. So it's worked really well with the mixed ability. Well, as well as teaching statistics, I'm a Year 11 tutor, and in the morning, inform time, which is 15 minutes, we have GCSEPod links to watch, and it's been English mainly, at Christmas Carol. And basically it sums it up in about 15 minutes, the whole story. It's so good. The students have found it very beneficial. I think it's increased our English results. I really do. Another good use of GCSEPod is when the teachers are off sick, and recruitment's quite tough at the moment. So you could set lessons with GCSEPod and it runs itself. So a supply teacher would find it quite useful as a cover lesson, and it's very common at the moment. So I think something like 43% of students are taught maths by non-maths specialists in the UK, figures similar to that. So GCSEPod would be very useful. I would definitely recommend GCSEPod to other teachers and schools and colleges.
Oh, GCSEPod has been absolutely fantastic for the students. I think it's helped the whole curriculum, the accessibility to the device and the up-to-date support for all curriculum areas has been fantastic. It's certainly helped the teachers within their classroom and supporting the application of the theme of what they're doing. It's really supported the extension of that for our students. I definitely think it's supported that independent revision process for our students, and that in turn, year on year, and particularly this last year, has really raised the bar in terms of our outcomes at the school. Currently we're the top performing school in the local area, outperforming the selective education within this area. So in terms of that, I can see that there's definitely an influence in terms of independent revision as an independent revision tool for our students. I think in today's society within teaching, it's really easily sort of accessible, it's really adaptable, it supports the lessons well. I think the teachers find it quite easy to use, and it's really helpful to support their planning and the extension of the planning within the classroom.
I think it's because it's so easy to use as a website, but it's got complete coverage of all the different GCSE syllabuses, and therefore you've got these videos, but they're not too long. The beauty of it is actually they're quite short, 2 to 4 minutes, and we know teenagers these days, it's all sound bites and you've got to capture their attention. So for short spans, short little videos, it's brilliant, and it's clear and it's simple and it's easy for them. They just know how to use it and get on with it and do their own revision with it at home, on the bus, travelling. They can use it anytime. It's about complete accessibility. It's great. It's engagement. It boosts the students' understanding, because what we teach as teachers in class is one thing, but if they can back it up and help embed the knowledge by watching GCSEPod themselves at home or for revision purposes, that's only going to help. For us, we've also seen an increase in exam results as well. We have a whole range of different interventive strategies at GCSE Year 11 in particular, but GCSEPod is one of those key factors or key tools that has made a difference across our 4 schools. Be able to tap into the visual learning makes a key difference. If students can see it, they've got a better chance of understanding it. Plus with GCSEPod, you can watch it over and over again. So if you don't quite grasp it the first time, the short sound bites that it is, you can go over it again in another 2-3 minutes and watch it over and over again until you really learn that knowledge. For our most able learners, I think it helps to embed them, and then it will maybe cover certain aspects of their learning which maybe possibly hasn't been emphasised in class, but will give that a degree of stretch and challenge. And then there's the questions on the website as well, which they can use to further push themselves a little bit and check that they've got the good learning in place. As I say, it was a no-brainer to introduce it to the other 3 schools as they joined the trust as well, and they equally have seen such an improvement in exam results as well. So GCSEPod definitely works.
If I was describing GCSEPod to other teachers, I would say it's effective, it's efficient, it's easy to use. It's easy to use for staff and it's easy to use for students as well. Really, the simplicity of GCSEPod, it's just so good. It's appealing to students. It really is appealing to them. You'll soon find that you're relying on it as a great source of information and content for staff and for students as well. GCSEPod has had a big impact on English as we've been using it. We've seen our GCSE results in English going up year on year, as the GCSEPod usage has been increasing, as staff have been using it more and as students have been using it more. We've seen students using it in class, for homework, and then also using it independently and coming back to us to talk to us about what they've learned. So that's been really fascinating to see. I would definitely recommend GCSEPod to other schools and colleges because it's just so accessible, it's so easy, it's really appealing to students.
The thing I love most about GCSEPod is that it incorporates lots of different learning techniques. So it has videos, and then afterwards you can answer questions, and I feel like that really incorporates like the learning aspect of it and how it would be like for an exam.
In subjects like maths and science, where there's lots of equations and things that you may not understand in the first lesson, you can always go home, search it up on GCSEPod to get some extra information.
It helps students if you're not at school or if you're not participating in lesson that well, you're able to watch videos by yourself, and if an individual doesn't work well with reading or reading information that they've learned in lesson, they can always do another option, which is watch a video.
Yes, I would recommend GCSEPod for students, as it's a very interactive tool and allows for revision to be done easily.